Hello and welcome to another episode of Eagle TV. My name is Kudzai, and if you're like most consumers and you're using hand sanitizer, you'll want to stay tuned to today's episode to understand the safety risks that are now associated with certain products that are circulating on the market. If you're watching us on YouTube, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we post new updates. You can also follow us on social media under Eagle Analytical. The United States Food and Drug Administration is now urging consumers not to use certain hand sanitizer products for various reasons, including improper ingredients, which can cause harm or render the products ineffective. Today we sat down with Dr. David Husong to understand the reasons behind the FDA's recent actions.
Hand sanitizer products that are being distributed currently in the United States. Are you able to give us some kind of comment on this and let us know your thoughts?
Well, FDA does periodic testing on materials in the market. If they have a label claim that they do something therapeutically, like sanitize the hands, they will test to see if it's got in it what it says it has on the label. FDA's studies found that a lot of these hand sanitizers did not contain ethanol at 60% or more. That would make them subpotent. Also, they found that many of these sanitizers were including methanol, which is a different alcohol.
Yeah, so methanol, and that is what we're seeing in the FDA reports on this list on the FDA website, which we will include in the comment section. What exactly is methanol and why is it dangerous to use in hand sanitizers?
Methanol is useful, for example, in staining and varnishing wood. It's very toxic, and if ingested, it causes blindness, and it's very damaging. The prominent alcohols that we see are methyl alcohol, that's methanol, ethyl alcohol, or ethanol, and isopropyl alcohol, or isopropanol. Methyl alcohol has a single carbon atom, and then there are 3 hydrogens, and then a hydroxyl group. The hydroxyl group causes the molecule to be called an alcohol. The carbon has a valence of 4, and we need then 1 hydroxyl group and 3 hydrogens to make methanol. Makes it a very small molecule. The next size up is ethanol. That has 2 carbon atoms and 1 hydroxyl group. The other available sites are connected with hydrogens. When we advance to a 3rd carbon molecule on the chain, we have 3 carbons, and the hydroxyl group in that situation can be on either end or in the middle. The prefix ISO means that the hydroxyl group is connected to the middle carbon. That differentiates it from certain other propanols. But the small size of methanol with its 1 carbon makes it extremely aggressive solvent, and it can permeate the skin and damage the liver and other organs. So that is a dangerous material to have in contact with your skin and or to breathe it.
And you said it can actually permeate the skin and potentially affect the liver, even if it's in a hand sanitizer product. So someone doesn't have to necessarily ingest it or inhale it for it to have damaging effects on their liver and I assume other organs?
And eyes, for example.
Mm-hmm.
It's very damaging on nervous tissue as well.
Wow. Okay. So is there a way that consumers can determine if a hand sanitizer product is safe before buying?
Well, unfortunately, we're stuck with the label and what it says and what it really is inside the bottle. So if you're looking at a label on an item in a grocery store, for example, it will say contains ethyl alcohol. And you would not want to use anything that does not have ethyl alcohol. That would not be in conformance with the FDA's authorization. Now, what you can do is go to the FDA website and get the full list of those that have been tested. And they only list the ones that have been found to be not usable, ones that are out of specification. And the criterion that they're speaking towards is, does it have enough ethanol, or is it contaminated with methanol? Now, FDA has been following products for a long time to determine that they have what they say they have. And oftentimes, a manufacturer will not be honorable in the way he prepares a product. Ethanol is rather expensive, particularly compared to methanol. Methanol is an industrial solvent. It's cheap. Ethanol is carefully regulated because it also is subject to taxation as a beverage. So that added cost of regulation makes ethanol quite a bit more expensive. And there are multiple grades of methanol or ethanol. If a manufacturer thinks he can get away with including a cheaper alcohol, he might just do that. Now, the consumer doesn't usually have a lab available to do testing. I imagine that they could bring their materials to a lab, or it would be better yet if a vendor, a large drugstore chain, would do a confirmation test on it. And they could indicate that they have verified it. But what's on the label must be in the product, and we can hope that that is the case. Now, a recent article, and I believe it was the Washington Post, made a very good point that if hand sanitizer is labeled FDA approved, then there's something wrong, because the sanitizer is not an approved product. It's a monograph product.
We've included links in the description section below and on our website, which lead to the FDA's list of the specific products that have been recommended for recall and to further reading concerning this topic. To learn more about Eagle and to stay connected to the latest in science-based solutions, hop on over to our website at www.eagleanalytical.com.